everybody, this is Miss Norm back with another video. Today we are working on Module 1, Lesson 5, Grade 5 Sprint. Okay, so Module 1, Lesson 5, Grade 5 Sprint. All right, my students are on side B, but the strategies are the same for both sides. In class, we have been working on multiplying and dividing by power 10 numbers. Multiplying and dividing by power 10 numbers. Lucky you, all of the problems here are multiplying by power 10 numbers, right? But I still want to remind you on which way to move your decimal when you all are multiplying and dividing by power 10 numbers. So go ahead and write yourself a key. All right, when your multiplying numbers get bigger, so you're going to move your decimal to the right when you're multiplying by power 10. When you divide things, numbers get smaller, right? Amounts get smaller, numbers get smaller. So you're going to move your decimal to the left, okay? If you have 4 pieces of candy and you divide it between you and your 2 friends, do each one of you get 4 pieces? No. You get 2 pieces and she get 2 pieces. You started off with 4, and because you divided them, now you have a lower number, 2 per person, right? If you multiply, okay, your numbers get bigger, right? So if I had 4 pieces of candy and I wanted to give give both of my friends 4 pieces of candy. How many pieces of candy do we have in the end? 8 pieces of candy. The number got larger. The thing to remember here is when you multiply numbers, all right, your results get larger, right? The number gets larger. When you divide, the result gets smaller, the numbers get smaller, right? When you multiply your power 10, you want to move your decimal to the right to where the number gets bigger. When you divide, you want to move your decimal to the left to where the number gets smaller. For some people who need it a different way, let's talk about this number, 1.63. If you think about it as dollars, okay, this would be what? $1.63. But if I move my decimal to the right, replace the decimal, the number is now 16.3. If we talk about dollars, this number is $16.03. We multiplied, moved our decimal to the right to where the number became bigger. Now, what if I move my decimal to the left, right? 1.63. Move our decimal to the left, numbers become smaller. This number is now decimal 163, which is much smaller than $16. When you multiply, numbers get bigger. When you divide, numbers get smaller, okay? You're going to move to the left when you divide, move to the right when you multiply. All right, let's get started. Here we have 46.1 times 10. First thing you want to do is look at how many zeros in your power of 10 number. Here we have 1 0 in our power of 10 number, and you're going to move your decimal according to what math operation you're doing. So because we're multiplying, we're going to move our decimal 1 place value to the right because we have 1 0 in our power of 10 number. So I'm going to take our decimal, move it 1 place value to the right, replace the decimal, and our new answer is 46.1 with a decimal at the end. Whew, I don't know why my camera's giving me so much trouble today. Oh my goodness, maybe Santa Claus will give me a new phone for Christmas. Okay, let's try to move on to the next one. All right, here we have 46.3 times 100. Because I don't have enough room to move, I'm going to rewrite the problem down here at the bottom. Okay, 46.3 times 100. All right, first thing you want to do is count how many zeros are in your power 10. There's 2 zeros here. This tells you which way to move your decimal because we're multiplying. We're going to move our decimal to the right, 2 place values because we have 2 zeros in our power 10 number, right? So let's move our decimal. 1, 2, replace the decimal and fill in the empty space with a 0. Good. You're going to ignore this decimal now because you just moved it 2 place values. So our new number is 4630 with a decimal at the end. 4630 with a decimal at the end. Okay. All right, let's try another one. Here, I'll go to the middle of the page. We have decimal 0.007 times 100. Ms. Norm's going to rewrite that problem so that I have room to move my decimal. So 0.007 times 100, okay? All right, let's look at our problem. How many zeros are in our power of 10? 2. I hope you said 2. That tells us we're going to move our decimal 2 place values. Which way are we moving our decimal? Good. We're moving our decimal to the right because we are multiplying, okay? Okay, let's get ready to move our decimal. 1, 2, replace the decimal, and then rewrite your answer. Ignore this decimal because you just moved it to this place value. Our answer here is 0.000.7. Or you can say 0.7. They both have the same value, okay? When you all get to the bottom of your paper tonight, you have a couple extra steps. Let's talk about these steps. All right, let's go down to more challenging problems here. Let's look at number 40, all right? I'm going to rewrite it because we have a couple extra steps here. So here we have 3.3 times 20, okay? 3.3 times 20. Because you have a power of 10 number because it ends in 0, but you also have a digit other than 1 here, okay? So we need to do some multiplying. We have to do some multiplying, and we have to use our strategy for power 10. First things first, always indicate how many power 10 zeros you have. Here we have 1, right? And so don't forget that 1 power 10 0, because that's going to tell us to move our decimal 1 place value. But here we have a multiplication problem. I want you to use the strategy we learned in the beginning of the school year, place value multiplication, to go ahead and multiply, right? You're going to take your 2, start with your single digit, multiply it by the lowest place value. Here's our lowest place value. 2 times 3 equals what? 6. Very good. We're going to place our 6 here. 2 times decimal equals decimal. I just add that step in so that students don't forget to have their decimal. And then 2 times the next highest place value equals 6. 2 times 3 equals 6. Now, the product of this part of the equation equals 6.6. But we still have a power of 10 0 left over. What do we do with our power of 10 zeros? Those tell us which way. Those tell us how many place values to move our decimal. And because we're multiplying, we're going to move our decimal to the right. 1 0 means 1 place value. Let's move our decimal, replace the decimal. Our new answer is 66 with a decimal at the end. Woo, very good. You need more help? Are you sure? Okay, I'll do one more. All right, let's look at number 43. 2.11 times 40. So I'll rewrite it here. Times 40, okay? All right, because we have a number here that's higher than 1, we need to box this off. First thing I want you to do is indicate how many power 10 zeros you have. And then we have our own multiplication equation here, right? I want you to do that. Make sure you're doing this way, okay? So that when we transition into algebra and other math, you all are already inclined to do problems the flat way, the place value way, okay? Here, you're going to take your single digit, multiply by the lowest place value. 4 times the lowest place value here. 4 times 1 equals 4. Very good. 4 times the next highest place value, which is here. 4 times 1 equals 4. Very good. 4 times decimal equals decimal. All right, don't forget that decimal. And then 4 times the next highest place value, which is here. 4 times 2 equals 8. So we've done this part of our equation, right? And our answer here is 8.44. What do we do with this power of 10 0? There's only 1, so we're going to move our decimal 1 place value. And because we are multiplying, we're going to move that decimal 1 place value to the right. Replace the decimal and then rewrite your number. Our answer here is 84.4. Okay, I'll rewrite it 84.4. All right. All right, everybody. I hope this helps. Sweetie Pies, Honey Bunches of Oats. If you have more questions, ask me tomorrow in class. Have a good one, everybody. And parents, they got to come to school with great attitudes, okay? Ms. Durham does not take attitudes from 4th and 5th graders, all right? They're still children, okay? Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.